Hello and welcome and welcome and hello and welcome. I am back from a brief hiatus involving a lot of work, a lot of different stuff. Hope you guys have been well. Thank you for tuning in to Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. My name is Danny Deals on behalf of Hurricane Lopez, Stock Karen, Not a Lurker, and the rest of the team. We would like to say hello and welcome. Um, Guys, we want to talk SOFI stock. Not sure if anybody's here. My stream seems to be malfunctioning. Not exactly sure what's going on. Not sure if anybody can see me. But anyway, guys, as usual, this show is more for me than for you. SoFi stock is moving on the day. M. Russo's here. Somebody's here, guys. Not sure what's going on. Columbia Kingpin, M. Russo Beacha. Sorry, buddy. What's up to Jimmer? How's it going? Guys, hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. Thank you for joining me. SoFi, of course, is up $8.99, up 45 cents on the day. Pushed all the way up around 9.10, doing a little hump pattern here. But guys, the thing is, there's too much volume. The stock is too strong. Mutual funds, index funds are starting to average into the stock. It's very, very problematic if you're a short. You're trapped, guys. CLP3, he done spoke on the matter, and CLP3, POC, RFP, top 5B, it is what it is, guys. We have gone from the request for proposal stage to the proof of concept stage with a top 5 bank. A lot of people, Tanner did a really good video on this. Tevis, a lot of people have done, obviously this was big news. I'm not going to go ahead and replay the Chris LaPointe talk. I'm not going to replay the Anthony Noto, Kathy Wood talk either. I have watched them. They're both really good talks, very impressive. I thought Chris LaPointe, I think, is always really good. I thought Noto was much better with Kathy Wood. Noto in the like 3 minute hits on, earnings day or whatever, he always sounds a little bit canned, a little bit rushed. He's just trying to get out too much information, memorize it. I thought when he's given an opportunity to sort of display his intellect, the depth of his understanding, and he was able to talk about, SoFi's unique position in the marketplace and how this master plan is coming together. I mean, when you talk about a guy who meticulously plans and who executes, they're talking about, the art of war. If you're in business, you should read the art of war and really think about the concepts presented there. Noto talked about burning the boats, the mentality that SoFi, it's not that they could win, it's not that they could potentially, maybe, if everything goes right, become a top 10 financial institution. He's saying we are going to become a top 10 financial institution. SoFi has built a better mousetrap. Nobody wants to acknowledge it, but the fact is, the shorts are trapped. SoFi's winning. The bears always attack earnings reports that are a year down the road and are fiction. The bears never attack the earnings report in front of them because it's favorable to the company, it's favorable to the bulls, right? So they make up, these little constructs to attack. It's like there's several good examples I'm going to give you guys, but what do I always tell you? What do I tell you? What do I tell you? What do I tell you? They control this thing with volume and with borrowing, guys. If they don't borrow a ton of shares, the stock goes up. Look at this yesterday. Look at these 2 days. The aggregate short volume was down in the 30s, 38, popped back up, and then yesterday it was 32. Okay, today I would imagine it's probably something similar. As far as the actual, and this wall at 9 is weak. I don't see it holding up even today, but we'll see. As far as the live short interest, guys, I'll get you a check there. It said the short didn't change much, still holding at 150 million shares on the day. We're talking about borrowed change, returning almost 400,000 shares, cost to borrow. This is unusual. Cost to borrow average, cost to borrow min, cost to borrow max. The minimum is 0.9% and the max is 1%. Usually that's like 0.3 and then it could be as high as like 8. So just to have that pegged in that range, whoever's loaning out the SoFi shares, and then over here, Interactive Brokers is saying cost to borrow is still 0.45, which is like the typical thing. But I would rely more on the live short interest on that one. As far as what's going on today, guys, basically two screens tell the story. I mean, the short interest and then the institutional interest, the institutional ownership of the stock, which continues to increase every single day. And it's not just that companies are buying shares. These aren't like short, long hedge funds buying shares. It's not necessarily good for the stock. They'll liquidate those long positions as soon as they need to cover their short or whatever the case may be. Some of these smaller hedge funds, they basically function as like swing traders, or they're doing like multiple leg options trades. And, it's just they're not long positions. What you need in institutional ownership are actually long positions. Guys, you may note I'm wearing my 2018 SoFi Hawaii Bowl hat, which is one of my prized possessions, given to me by my biological father, Anthony Noto. Welcome and hello, guys. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me here today on Un Poco Mas. Hope everybody's having a great day. There's Not a Lurker, J Money, checking in. Thank you for moderating the chat with your giant wrench there, Not a Lurker. Good to see you. Guys, haven't been paying really much attention to stocks over the weekend, taking a little break, doing some other work, taking care of a bunch of stuff, a bunch of big dog work that needs to be taken care of. But guys, some of these are shorts and some of these are, selling part of their position, like down here. But look at who's coming in, guys. Calvert US Large Cap Diversity Equity increased their shares by 9. It's a tiny position, but RIFA, I don't know who all these companies are. U.S. Strategic Equity Fund, but just look at who's coming in, guys. T. Rowe Price Extended Equity Market Index Fund. Okay, T. Rowe Price Mid Cap Index Fund. These are all from the 26th. Lazard, and I know Lazard, Enhanced Opportunities Institutional Shares. So these are, that's a short. I'm sorry, tiny short. Tiny short weighing there. iShares Russell 3000 ETF increased their position. They have around 250,000 shares. T. Rowe Price Total Equity Market Index Fund. Okay, iShares Russell Mid Cap Value ETF, 1.6 million shares. iShares Russell 1000 ETF, again, another 3.58% increase. Alternative risk, Voya Russell Mid Cap Index. Guys, what's the point here? You're seeing mutual funds, index funds, ETFs taking actual long positions and increasing those positions after the ER. This article, this thing made absolutely no sense to me. Larry Raymer's article one day ago, Investor Place, the negatives of SoFi far outweigh its positives. I thought this guy was just some kind of, some kind of chapchose moron, because he just like, this article doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but when I look this guy up, he is actually really good. He has a really good track record. So, he's, he's very good. I don't know what to say. It doesn't necessarily, he's bearish SoFi going all the way back. But he has a really strong track record. So that is what it is. But we'll take a quick look at that article. Guys, this is kind of the deal here. I told you my last video, which was on the 23rd, and I haven't changed this chart at all in terms of the wedge. I told you, if you believe in wedges, basically, you're making lower highs and you're making higher lows. And you have to also look at volume here, which was already, a little bit too low. You knew something was going to happen. This thing was going to break to the upside or the downside. And with the institutional buying coming in, it just wasn't going to break to the downside. You see ARK buying a ton of shares. You saw Vanguard buying a ton of shares. Like, these are hugely stabilizing forces on any stock. I mean, it's pulling back a little bit here to 4.55% on the day or 40 cents, but it's really nothing to worry about. Even if they reshort today, it doesn't matter. I mean, they can play games with the options. The max pain again is 8. So they're going to want to, the option sellers are going to want to pull back down, but don't think that these guys can't hedge these options. Just because Max Payne says one thing, that doesn't necessarily mean that's where market makers are going to hold the stock. And it doesn't mean they can hold the stock there. Market makers are not, contrary to what some of us turds think, they're not always acting in unison. Everything's not a conspiracy. Some market makers are profiting in one way and other market makers are profiting in another way. And I say big bank eat little bank, big fish eat little fish. And a lot of these shorts that were shorting from like that $687 level not too long ago, that wasn't really the smart money. That was sort of the brash, young, dumb money. And now those shorts are holding pretty big bags. And today was looking very, very bleak for them. I know it hasn't come up in the live short interest just yet, but I guarantee this pullback is a reshart. The chart will show it a little bit later on. Where this is flat, this is going to go up right now. This is delayed, from 30, 60 minutes. But the point is this, guys. I mean, something has to happen here. The stock is not just going to hang out in this $8, $9 range with growing, 30 plus percent. There's either going to be, buyout chatter that's going to be at a much higher price. I don't really want to see the stock get, the company get bought out just yet. But when you hear Noto and LaPointe, they get more and more confident every time they talk. And the CLP3 thing was extremely important when he said, look, we're at a large proof of concept phase with a top 5 US bank. And that's basically, you guys know who the big 4 are, and then you add on US Bank. These are companies with huge market caps. A long-term contract for Galileo with one of these top 5 banks, it basically proves everybody wrong that the tech isn't going to grow. And once they get that contract, that's going to have a snowball effect. Other people are going to start signing on with Galileo. It's just cheaper to outsource your technology. That's why everybody does it. Why are these cloud companies so huge? Why does SoFi want to be the AWS of fintech, of the financial sector? It's because it's hugely profitable for whatever company becomes the king, wears that crown. Everyone's going to them. Everybody has to go to Amazon. So many things run on Amazon, and if it's not on Amazon, it's on, Google Cloud, or it's on Microsoft, or it's on Oracle, or it's on IBM. But there's only so many players, and these contracts, they just bring in profits forever. I heard, who was it talking about why Oracle is so undervalued? I mean, they're just their business model is profitable. They're selling software. I mean, that's why SoFi, that's why this article makes no sense to me. But look at this chart, guys. Now people are going to say, oh, it has to fill the gap. Blah, 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 guys. There's gaps both ways, but the bottom line is this thing was making higher lows. It was being compressed down from the top by the shorts, and something had to give, and the shorts are going to lose this battle. You're going to lose that battle 9 times out of 10, my friend. What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a good day. Thank you for tuning in to Poco, Moss, the show where we try to give you just a little bit more. Let's say hello to some of the folks out here. Alex, how's it going? Hello there, Frumbler. Hello and welcome. Freddie Lafitte and his band with the B, catching a little Poco Moss on a, what the hell is it, a Tuesday? Toper time check, guys. It's the 27th of February, 2/27/24. I don't know what the hell time it is because my computer clock, I think that little battery that runs your stupid clock in your computer, Princess J, I love you very much. If you're watching this, I know you're very, very busy today. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Alex, Not a Lurker, is here now. Don't worry about it. He has everything well in hand, and even when he's not here, just the thought of him being here later should keep you turds in line. What's up, Drek? Happy SoFi Day, buddy. Let's see what the stock does. They're pushing back down. I think it's going to pop back up here. I think there's so much pressure on this coiled spring, which is a wedge is another way to think about a coiled spring. You just have the price action getting tighter and tighter and tighter. The buyers and sellers are being run out. There's no variance. It just that's the best way I can describe it, as a coiled spring. Something's going to happen. It's either going to break higher or lower. And breaking above the 50-day, very, very decisively, you kind of see this phenomenon where bears and shorts can get caught off guard and can get left behind, and you can get complacent as a short. I know these are market makers and people think their actions are all, algorithmically perfect. They're not. These are human beings making the decision to short this stock. These are human beings programming these algorithms, and they're wrong. The bears have been wrong about this stock going back. I mean, I was like, a year ago they had six billion in deposits. Now they have like almost 20 billion. I mean, they are growing. They are making money. Guys, welcome and hello. How's it going? How's it going, Beach Boy, Drek, Mikkel? What's going on, Mikkel? Um, Forget tap water. No, no, guys. I'm actually gonna go to my SoFi tumbler, my souvenir SoFi tumbler, to compliment my 2018 SoFi Hawaii Bowl hat. Guys, eBay is for insomniacs, just like Michigan is for lovers, or whatever the hell that. You guys drink tequila. You guys want to drink on the job? That's up to you guys. I got work to do. The ether between us. Let's fucking go. Let's go, Nada Lurker. Nala in the house. Nolans. Is that Nolans in here? Let's hear becoming Nada Lurker fanboy. Yeah, we're all Nada Lurker fanboys, Alex. That's 90% of the channel. Do not sub and like whatever Nada Lurker says. Exciting price action indeed, Billy Jack. It's not over yet. This thing's gonna explode. Guys, I was looking for 1375 after earnings. I think that's still very, very fair, considering the growth rate of this stock and considering it does deserve a hybrid valuation. I still have yet to hear one of these bears. Are you telling me Morgan Fudley doesn't have like a tech analyst who knows something about financials who could take a look at this? I mean, or, if not Morgan Fudley, say, the Fiveheads organization, Compass Point, or, perhaps Wedbush with the Chia pet. Um, don't any of these companies have an analyst that understands technology and has some financial background that they can actually take a look at Galileo and not just give these sort of lame, speculative, throwaway, one line analysis? Well, we just don't believe the tech segment's going to grow. People aren't making capex. Come on. It's going to save the banks money. These banks are shrinking. Their deposits are shrinking. Their customers are going away. The only mega bank that's really doing well is Chase. B of A is kind of neutral. I mean, Citibank, Wells Fargo, these banks, they're not doing well. A lot of that second tier, that 5 to 20 spot, they're not doing well. Fintechs are cleaning their clocks. And why? Because it works better. I heard Uncle Bruce talking about it in like a really short, concise video. Something, if you want to find it, I know a lot of you guys like Uncle Bruce. It was something like, Noto can't say this, but I can. It's like he was talking about the efficiency of the organization, the efficiency of the business model. It's like they have a total of 4,000 employees and they're serving like 1 million banking clients and 7 million members. And as they add more and more deposits, more and more banking clients, more and more members, they don't have to add very many employees and they don't have to add any branches. That's the whole fucking point. Nobody talks about this thing. The whole company is a technology company. The whole company is an AI company. This valuation is weak sauce bullshit. It's weak sauce bullshit, to use a scientific term. With all due deference to my, godfather of technical analysis, Dr. Bob, it's weak sauce bullshit. And I'm emphasizing that by talking with my hands. Guys, that's really all I had. I didn't have a whole lot today. Just basically the price action speaks for itself. The stock is clearly undervalued, and a lot of institutions, a lot of mutual funds just won't buy stocks that are losing money. So as soon as you see, SoFi turn profitable, and essentially they're giving guidance that they're going to be profitable every single quarter. A lot of people, a lot of the criticism initially was, hey, this is a one-off. Anybody can pump for one quarter, even anybody can pump for 1 year. But guys, this is not a pumping stock. Anthony Noto is not a pumper. Anthony Noto is a fucking cold-blooded killer, a genius ninja sent to assassinate the big banks who don't pay you any interest and charge you a bunch of fees and shred your credit card mercilessly. When you're at a fancy French restaurant with a pretty date, they come out with those giant shears. I'm sorry, sir, I'm going to need to cut your credit card in half. Like it's an episode of Three's Company or something. And you're out on a double date with Janet and Suzanne Summers or whatever the fuck's going on. I don't even know what I'm talking about, guys. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. Can somebody make an intelligent comment? Give me something to talk about, guys. Let's see what's going on. The stock is sort of, reaching that nice plateau there at 890. And volume has moderated. You're seeing the algo really since, I don't know, right there about 11:45 a.m. The algo has settled things back down. Volume's pulled down, but volume is very, very bullish today, guys. We still have, we still have 3 hours left in the trading day and already sitting almost 42 million shares. So volume, I've always said volume, like 50 million is perfect for the bulls, but 60 million, 70 million, that's fine, because what I like to see is there's variance in the volume. You see buys coming in, and you can see it on Fintel also, but you just see it, on the chart. You can see that this is, when the algo's completely in control, these indicators are very, very flat. And you're just not seeing that. And you're seeing the stock make a little bit of a move back up. So I just don't think there's much appetite to reshort even from 9. I mean, you'd think they'd just reshort the hell out of the stock. Why aren't they doing that? Very, very simple. Mutual funds, ETFs, Aunt Kathy, Uncle Vanguard. You got your buddy BlackRock. You got all these people. All these people, they're not people, but all these institutional actors, they're stabilizing the price of the stock right before our eyes. This is exactly what all of us has said we need to see happen. I mean, Dr. B has said, we need to see 50% institutional ownership to basically stabilize the stock. I think we're already at 44%, 45%. I think these filings take time to come in. It takes time to aggregate it. Some companies file right away. Some companies file at the very end of the deadline. Like this time would have been 2/15 for last quarter. Somebody's like, well, aren't all these just old filings? No, some companies file right away. Some companies have to file right away. It depends. It depends on the definition of the investor, how much you own, yada, yada, yada. But the bottom line is, guys, get past all the BS. Institutions are buying the stock and the shorts have not covered anything. So shares are getting taken off the table. It's going to drive the cost to borrow up. It's going to force, the short long to burn their long share, get out of these positions, and then take another long position if they so choose. Sorry guys, trying to take care of some work here this morning. Got a lot of stuff going on. Hopefully the rain is over for a minute or two out here in a beautiful sunny Los Angeles. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Tobias is here, wants un poco mas. I'm trying to give it to you, Tobias, as long as my voice holds up. Stockman Mark is here. Captain Danny and Sergeant Not a Lurker. We are here reporting for duty, Stockman Mark. Hope you're having a good one today, buddy. Kareem, what's up, yo, buddy? How you doing today? Who else we got here, guys? Rat Pack is here. Hello and welcome. Yeah, I'm here with my SoFi hat, Stockman Mark. Sweet Tumbler, yes, thank you. I actually had some of these I got at the stadium. I've been to SoFi quite a few times, and I don't know, I threw mine away or smashed them, so I got these on eBay. If truth be told. But anyway, don't sub and like. Stop telling these guys to do that, Not a Lurker. Mikkel Hagen, I hate you guys. I absolutely hate you guys. Mikkel, yeah, SoFi, Hims really made a nice move. Sweet day, shorts covering today. Yeah, they're really not Rat Pack. That's the thing. They're actually not covering. That's the thing. I guarantee you they just reshorted to push this down because I know swing turders are going to dump at 910 and swing turders are going to dump at 905 and swing turders are going to do what swing turders are going to do. And of course you have day turders. This was a great day for the day turders with that big move. If they were long. Um, so it's not really unexpected to see that little bit of a pullback, but I want to see the stock, finish strong above $9 today. I really think, the stock is still a bargain under $9. And of course, this isn't financial advice. This is not advice of any kind. This is not for entertainment purposes. I don't even know what the purpose is. This show has absolutely no utility whatsoever. So it's your fault for watching and never do anything I say because it's totally, totally stupid. Um, Kevin, hola, Kevin. How you doing? Yep, sub and like if they short. They are definitely playing small ball south of the equator, Luke, if you know what I mean. Charted travel is here. You are the UN to my Pokemons. Okay, put that together, put that equation together, take that for what you will. Charted travel is here. Rat Pack 37, probably moving today in part. Yep, CLP3. The point guard of SoFi, the man distributing all the talking points. Yeah, Chris LaPointe was outstanding. And I think it shouldn't come as any surprise. Noto has been telling us for quarters and quarters. He's like, we have major RFPs, which are requests for proposal. Many people don't understand how these big software contracts and, how these things work. It's not, you don't just pitch something and go online and go, oh, they have a nice product. It's an extensive process of vetting the product. And then once you get through the proposal and then they're doing what LaPointe says, they're doing a major proof of concept with a top 5 US bank. That proof of concept is going to be the last step before they actually get a deal, a long-term deal. This is huge, guys. This is way more important than like net profit in one quarter or some one quarter's deposit growth. This is absolutely huge because what we want is a valuation like a software company, a valuation like a Palantir, a valuation like a CrowdStrike. That's the type of valuation we want, or at least halfway. At least meet me halfway across the sky. Guys, I still have this goddamn sorry, excuse my profanity. Don't mean to upset you religious folk, but you know, I have kind of a bad mouth. It's a sin. But I still have the rock opera. I don't even know what I did. I still have the SoFi cowbell here, guys, much to the chagrin of my neighbors. I don't even know what I did with the SoFi rock opera. I was very upset because I said if SoFi makes 3 cents, I'm going to do the rock opera, and then they made 2 cents. So it's kind of a ripoff. Maybe I should have another thing, maybe another challenge. I don't even know where my notes are. I don't even know what's going on. Knocking things over. Anyway, guys, yeah, they're not actually covering in mass. Not at all. That's the thing. People think this is a short squeeze. No, it isn't. This is not a short squeeze, guys. Get your hand out of your pants. This is not a short squeeze. Okay? This is people buying the stock. And I think for the long term, for the most part, people can see the writing on the wall. Again, what I was going back to with Uncle Bruce is he was talking about the operating efficiency of this company. You can add a bunch more members, a bunch more clients without much more marginal cost. That's why these incremental margins, if you notice, Noto was talking a lot about that last quarter and Q3, the incremental margins. It's like as we're adding new business, we're making more and more money. A bigger chunk of each new client goes to the bottom line. Don't you guys get it? Don't the analysts get it? I think they get it. That's why Morgan Fudley downgrades the stock and then the next day they're fucking accumulating because it's all a big fugazi. These things make no sense. Anyway, guys, Let's see. Rat Pack's here. Toto. SoFi Con. I will be there. I am going to be Darth Noto. Charted Travel. Sup Noto. You talking to Noto Lurker. You guys talk amongst yourselves. No big deal. It's coffee talk. No big whoop. Creamy of the Option is here. What's up, good sir? Welcome back. SoFi Con with Tevis is in Mexico. Oh my God. I'd buy a ticket of that. Let's go, Toto, Doofus Rufus, Nautilurkers here. Do not sub and like Arctic Igloos. Igloo is melting. I don't know if it's global warming or just the heat from the SoFi stock. It's hard to say, Beach Boy. I mean, 10 is just a big resistance point no matter what. Obviously, just psychologically, a lot of people, gonna sell there. Some people might buy there. It's gonna be a challenge, but I just don't see 10 as, it's the offering price. It's just a big number psychologically, but I don't think technically or fundamentally it really matters. I mean, why is 10 different than 9 or 11 just because it's 10? At the end of the day, you're going to get past it. I mean, it might take a little bit longer, but this is not a $10 stock, guys. This was a $10 offering. And if you look at a lot of these institutions, a lot of them have paid more than, oh, I'm not logged in right now. I don't know if I'm supposed to log into this. This is such a, a lot of these sites, they want the, free promotion. But in any case, I will log in. But if you just trust me, if you look at I can't even remember what my login is, but if you look at the average price, a lot of these institutions were buying in at 12, 14, some of them even higher. Institutions were chasing, FOMO as well back in the day when this stock was running up into the teens, and even, God forbid, people were even buying in the 20s. I mean, it's just the way it is. My average is $5.68. But, you do you, and that's not counting all the money I made on options. So, you know, it's just that's how I buy stocks, guys. I don't start out with all my money in the stock. I try to buy the low, obviously. I mean, I know we all try to do that, but the point is build a position. Take a position. Don't just push all your money. Oh, I love SoFi. It's 19 bucks. No, that's not how you do it. Yeah, a lot of people are talking Citibank, Rat Pack. That's the common wisdom right now because SoFi has had an existing relationship with Citibank on several levels. DC Lights Out is looking for 700,000 new members Q1. With this NBA deal, I think it could even be more than that. I think this will be a record quarter for SoFi in terms of membership ads. I think the NBA deal is a huge amount of exposure, and people are really underestimating what that's going to do, at least to the top line. It remains to be seen what it's going to do from the bottom line. Carisbrook71 is checking in from Australia. Banks will be brickless. I mean, it's already happening, Carisbrook71. I mean, that's the whole SoFi business model, and a lot of other companies have tried to do it. That's what I don't get about Bullum-headed Gary's. Like, this is so easy. You just pay. Then why aren't other people doing it? It's a profitable segment. Why did Goldman Sachs fail? Why is Apple generally failing? They're not really becoming a financial hub. I mean, yes, Apple Pay, Google Pay, but these are just basically payments. These are not necessarily banking where you're keeping your money, where you're getting loans. They're not necessarily profiting off that. They're basically profiting off the churn, profiting off the transaction. But yeah, I completely agree. SoFi is really earning the right to win, and they are winning, and they're doing quite well. Let's go. Charted Travel. When the short squeeze happens, you'll know. Yeah, I mean, when the shorts really start to cover, it's not going to be 4%, guys. It's not what that's not what this is going to look like. I mean, it's probably not going to be 30%, but we should see, definitely some double-digit days. What's going on, guys? I'm just here to remind you of the mind foot fault. Yeah. Hey, foot fault. Yeah, foot fault. Let's see. Foot faults are very, very critical. I definitely, every time I play in my, fat recreational game, I have a full complement, not only of line judges, but I also have a Cyclops, full working Cyclops. We basically do it real big. We spend, about $250,000 each match just on officiating and technology to make sure that the fat tennis ninja does not in fact fit foot fault. Yeah, CLP3 was very confident, very relaxed, very in command. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. I love the fireside chat as well. Anyway, guys, that's all the comments. Let's take a look at what's going on. Yeah, we're pushing back up very nicely. This is sort of common for SoFi. You see, you didn't see the mountain, but you saw the hump. And then a lot of times you'll see sort of a push back up toward close, but this is very early. I'd imagine they'll push back down. You see the volume is really consolidating. You're not seeing sort of that big variance that you were seeing in the morning, which is fine. I mean, you'd expect the algorithm to try to lock on, but the bottom line is, guys, when are shorts going to cover? Shorts don't want to cover at 890. Okay. Shorts don't want to cover, they didn't want to cover at 680. Okay, a lot of these idiots didn't want to cover at 5. I mean, they're still hoping the company's going to fall apart. I don't see it, guys. I don't see it. If any of you have anything actually decent to do, I would suggest you go do it. But others, if you want to hear me rant and rave about this Larry Raymer guy, who I said is, fair, fair is fair. The guy has a really good track record, and he's probably a lot smarter than me. But let's take a look at this shit box of an article. SoFi stock analysis. The negatives of SoFi far outweigh its positives. SoFi stock, and this is a really weird article because it has a lot of positives in it, but he's just very, very negative on the stock, sort of based on valuation, I guess you could say. But fourth quarter results announced were quite impressive. They show they're growing rapidly, managed to effectively monetize, popular among millennials, Generation Z. The fintech's profitability, however, remains low. This was a really strange point he made in the article. He's like, they only made $48 million, which is low. Like, do you understand context? Do you understand critical thinking? Do you understand that you're living on planet Earth? I mean, it's low compared to what? It's their first profitable quarter. It was a lot higher than analysts expected. Analysts were expecting break even. So why is 50 million very low? It just this whole article makes no sense. Impressive Q4 results, but profit. And what would you expect from Investor Place? Like, they're constantly bashing SoFi. Louis Navalier. But just to make the point, guys, if you look at these headline articles, of course they put Kathy Wood bought, but then they put a lot of bearish articles. UBS raised to 8, but that's really a bearish article. Run for the Hills says Morgan Floodley. They still have that up there. But a lot of these other articles are actually quite bullish. 7 no-brainer stocks to add, 10 stocks that'll make you rich, et cetera, et cetera. But taking a look back at this turd, so SoFi grew tremendously, even though the firm's growth was undoubtedly in part attributable to the resumption of student loan payments. Not really. It actually wasn't attributable to that at all if you read the ER. Its large gains in the areas of deposits, loan value, and membership show it is successfully recruiting and monetizing many new customers. That certainly bodes well for its future growth. On the other hand, SoFi's bottom line came in at a rather low 48 million. While the firm expects to generate net income of just 10 million to 20 million, I don't buy that, buddy. Look at how they sandbag. In the past, when SoFi sold off very little of its loans, I, along with others, is talking about the loan portfolio and the valuation being too high. So he's less concerned now. He's less concerned about this issue now than he was previously. It sold a significant 1.2 billion of its loans in Q4. Secondly, it reported that the weighted average FICO score of its personal loan recipients was 744. That's not that great a coffee. While their weighted average income was 171,000. Similarly, the weighted average income for the student loan recipients was 154,000 with the FICO of 781, which is just outstanding. So here's his argument against that, which is just, I don't know. It's true, but it's like, it's not really an argument against SoFi at all. It's just very strange how they construct these things. If you know, like philosophy, like logical fallacies, how people argue, debate, these are classics. It's just complete bullshit. Listen to this. Still, individuals with extremely high debt levels can have elevated incomes and elevated FICO scores. Moreover, despite the impressive averages, there could be a significant number of problematic loan recipients among those who borrowed SoFi. This is central to my SoFi stock analysis. Listen to this. There could be, and he does go through defaults are raising. So CFO Christopher Lapointe warned the firm anticipates its default rate will continue to normalize to pre-COVID life of loan levels, approximately 7 to 8% compared to its current default assumption of 4.5 to 4.8. Those appear to be rather high default rates considering banks' average pre-COVID was around 2.3%. According to the Federal Reserve. That's not what Lapointe said, actually. SoFi's relatively high default rates could eventually significantly weigh on its profitability and pull down the SoFi stock. That's true if these loans were going to default en masse and if they were going to be worse than the other companies. So here's the point, guys. If personal loans start to default across the board, across the industry, SoFi is still going to have the highest quality personal loans of almost any lender out there. They capture a super premium end of the market. So their loans are still going to be more sought after than other loans, even if there's an overall downturn. That's what this is just, it's so much like logical bullshit. SoFi is still the premium personal loans. These loans are not going to be worthless. Okay, even if you have 7% default rate, they're not going to be worthless. It's not going to kill SoFi. Okay, on the valuation front, the trailing price to sales ratio stock is a rather high 3.66. This concludes my SoFi stock analysis. Okay, I think I accidentally scrolled down a little bit. Student loan forgiveness and valuation. The Biden administration continues to forgive. Just close they waived 1.2 billion. These are like disabled people, people that have been conned by for-profit colleges. These are not SoFi's customers. SoFi's customers are PhD, advanced degree, people with really good jobs. This is complete bullshit FUD. These 1.2 billion the 140 billion, the stuff that Biden is waiving, these are not SoFi's borrowers. Okay? Look at what he just said above about SoFi student loan borrowers. They have 781 FICO, and then look what he says here. It just doesn't jive. It just doesn't jive. Might make dollars, but it just don't make sense. Anyway, so in the past, SoFi has said that forgiveness of student loans significantly reduces its revenue and profits by lowering the amount of refinance. It said student loans if that was done just in mass across the board. It didn't say that this 1.2 billion had any effect on the company whatsoever. So that's, again, I just believe this is really kind of dishonest, hacky analysis, but that's just me. As a result, the administration's loan forgiveness initiative could negatively impact stock going forward. On the valuation front, the trailing price to sales ratio of SoFi stock is a rather high 3.66. Well, I mean, what are this year's sales going to be? I mean, this year's sales, I think, are going to be like 2.8 billion. So it's not even actually that high. But, I guess he's going by last year's sales. Yeah, trailing sales. So, okay, I mean, that's high. 3.66 is high for a company that just became profitable and is growing the top line at over 30% and is talking about landing major tech accounts. I don't see how that's high. I mean, how they used to value growth stocks before all of this FUD was starting to be thrown the last, couple of years at SoFi, this would not be considered a high valuation given the growth rate. Not at all. Not at all. And given the growth in EBITDA, how that will lead to growth at the bottom line and profit, it just trails, guys. That's all it is. Like, oh, EBITDA's a joke. No, EBITDA's not a joke. It just puts in and takes out certain things, and you will see that come down to the bottom line, 6 quarters later, whatever it is, a couple years later. You're just going to start seeing those huge gains in net income that you're seeing in EBITDA now. It's just the way it is, guys. That's math. It's math. It matters. The performance of the companies, the numbers you see in the earnings report, these things actually matter, believe it or not. To just make up stuff and say, well, in a year they're going to have all these problems. What's actually happening now? Why are they taking customers? Why are they adding deposits? Why aren't these other e-banks, why aren't these other fintechs able to do that? Why do the other companies like Upstart and Affirm, who they're compared to, have these crazy up and down quarters? Same with Robinhood, same with Coinbase. Why would companies want to invest who like stability, mutual funds, ETFs, pension funds? They want to invest in SoFi. And they're doing so, guys. And they're doing so. Let me get you turds a quick check of the live short interest. I know that's what a lot of you live for. That's the only reason you sit through this crap. And then I got to get off. I'm losing my voice. I have a bunch of work to do. Got to make some calls. So let's take a look at the live short interest once again. Yep. See, exactly what I said, guys. They're going to start to short again. So they've only returned, 205,000 shares. It's basically flat. It's basically nothing. They're not covering anything, guys. So people saying, oh, this is a short squeeze, blah, blah, blah. Get your hand out of your pants, guys. This is not a short squeeze. This is institutions buying the stock. This is returners adding. Okay? This is organic buying. This is good old-fashioned buying because SoFi is a good company and they're performing well and they're executing like crazy and they have a great business model and an even better management team. And they got the turd army behind them. They got Danny Deals back pumping the stock on a daily basis like it's my job. We got un poco mas we're trying to bring you. What else do you guys want? What else do you guys want? SoFi stock pushing back up 47 cents, 5.44% on the day, 44 million shares traded. Very strong day, very impressive. Let's take a look at the comps. Upstart up 4%, Affirm up 3%. Palantir up 3%, but let's face it, I mean, these stocks have made a hell of a run. The financials kind of hanging around. Discover, Capital One up 1%, PayPal up 1%, Visa down 3/4 of a percentage point. Any news coming out? SoFi, if you had $1,000 worth of SoFi stock 2023, you'd be sitting pretty, my friend. You'd probably be up like 80%. Anyway, guys, that's the SoFi stock. The ticker symbol is SOFI. Short squeeze next earnings. It could be DC. I don't know if it's going to be a dramatic short squeeze, but it sure is going to provide a lot of upward price pressure because I just don't think this company is going to fall apart. I just don't think this company is going to fall apart, period. Flint Creek Soap Company, good to see you. What's going on, guys? I hope everyone has an absolutely wonderful day. I have to run. It's the SoFi stock. It's ticker symbol SOFI. Guys, remember the live short interest, flat on the day, not a lot of covering. This is buying. This is buying. Looks very, very good for the SoFi stock. Guys, take care. Ticker symbol SOFI. It's Danny Deals. It's un poco mas. Peace. I'm out of here. Have a good day, guys. Thank you, guys. Have a great one.